Hey, my name is Oliver. Welcome to Imbox Talks. We have a very special guest who truly knows how to take care of his sneakers and how to protect them. His name is Frank. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you for having me. I'm very excited. And yeah, I'm excited.
All right, let's get into it. I'm gonna start it off easy here. What is the first sneaker you ever remember buying?
Okay. The first one I ever remember buying, that was like hype, I guess you could say.
Yes, something that made an impression on you.
Yeah. So I remember this was in the time where like Jordan 1 was like super big, and I saw the dark mocha Jordan 1, which is like, brown and black, my two favorite colors also. And I just remember seeing them and I'm like, oh, I need them. And then I saw the price tag and then I was like, oh my goodness, I don't need them that bad. But I did need them that bad. So, just searching and searching, finally found them in used condition, but in very good condition for a great price. And I just pulled the trigger, and it was like the first time I spent over $300 on a pair of shoes.
But do you remember if that was a moment where you all of a sudden thought, now I gotta get into the sneaker game as well?
Yeah. It's very interesting that you asked that, because I think we've had conversations about this, off cam or whatever, but I've never really had the mentality of getting into like the sneaker game or the fashion game or anything like that. I just like expressing myself in like the way I dress and the way I look for me, not really for the world or to follow a trend or to do anything like that. So I never felt a need to join the sneaker culture or the fashion world. It kind of just like fell. It just fell for something that I loved, and I like to do.
Sure.
So that's kind of just self-associated myself with it, like assimilated to it, I guess.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And it's taking you on quite a journey, because obviously that was not the last pair of sneakers you bought. We have a wall behind us here. How many pairs are you at right now?
This wall alone holds 50. And you can see there's still some spots left. So I have a series called Finding 50. You guys should go check it out.
Check it out. It's really good.
Thank you. But yeah, it's the series. The premise of the series is basically I'm filling every hole in this wall with a sneaker that has a story that is dear to me in some way or another.
Yep.
So again, I'm still in the market. Still in the market for a lot of shoes. So.
And now the viewers, they can't see. We also have some cleats. We're running shoes.
Yes.
Are they gonna stay on the wall? I don't want to spoil too much, but I love cleats and running shoes. These days they're really cool. So are they gonna stay? Are they gonna go? What's gonna happen here?
I think we'll see. I have a good idea. I don't want to leak too much, because I do have a plan for some of the stuff, some of those running shoes and cleats that you see there. But let's just say I think for the running shoes specifically, there's definitely something that will happen which will make them Finding 50 worthy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not fully worthy right now, even though they're in the wall. They're not fully worthy to make a video on, but something will happen to where it's going to make them fully worthy. If that makes sense.
I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
What pair of shoes are you most proud of?
Most proud. I think the one that comes to mind automatically is just like my Travis Scott Fragment 1. It's been my dream sneaker for the longest time, right? 2, it is mad expensive. And 3, I paid for it with like money I made through selling and trading other shoes. So essentially they were free, kind of. There's an episode out there that you guys should go check out on them if you want to know a little bit more about it. But yeah, they were free because of the trading, and so it was really rewarding in that way.
Yeah, you hustle to get there.
Exactly.
So
hustle to get there, and it's my dream sneaker.
Yeah. So you feel proud when you take them on.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes they say, the journey is more fun than the end destination. So obviously, the sneaker is the end destination in this case.
Yeah.
What was more fun, having the sneaker now, or the journey to get there?
I think, honestly, having the sneaker now, and the reason why I say that, I know it's supposed to be like the journey. No, it wasn't a journey. For me, it's having it now, because I can throw them on and make memories with them now. So I guess it is the journey, because it's a new journey now that I own the sneaker, right? Yes. Making more memories with it on, and, having it in the collection. But I would say
I like that.
the
The
destination.
journey didn't end.
Exactly.
Right?
Maybe it's just a new one, I guess. A new journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we are here today also to talk a little bit about taking care of the sneakers that you buy, the shoes that you buy, the cleats that you buy.
Yeah.
And I do remember actually you visiting me in Chicago just after you bought those shoes, and you brought them to our office to inbox your shoes in our machine. You know, it was new to the market at the time.
One of the first. One of the first.
It was
to
one
be
of the
honest.
first.
Yeah.
It was. How was that experience for you? You take good care of your sneakers, I assume.
100%. And especially when it's something that's worth a good amount of money, right? Even like a sneaker that's $200 compared to the fragments, which are $1,300, right? I still think that protecting them is like the way to go, because why not? You know, they can retain their value, so you know you can keep a shoe longer, and eventually when you want to get rid of it, still make a little bit of money on it,
Yeah.
right? And like it's also I think it was like $8 or something like that, like on the machines. So like, why not?
No
It's like
brainer?
yeah,
Would you
it's
say
an
it's a
extra little
no-brainer?
money, right? You know, an extra throw it on it.
We'll take it.
Yeah,
We'll
to
take
get it protected, and the machine's super cool. I mean, when we saw it over there in Chicago, like, you know, the way it works is incredible. I remember tested it right after, where like poured water on it, and like kind of like the
beating.
the beating of
Yeah.
the water just comes right off.
Yeah,
So
no, that's a good feeling, especially when you saved up for it, and I think we all have that feeling when you put on a new pair of shoes the first time.
yeah,
Is someone gonna step on them? Am I gonna spill on them? Is that dirty, wet grass over there? You know, you're not comfortable. Honestly, you're really
100%.
not comfortable. But this should give you a little bit peace of mind. You know, you can always wipe them off. It'll be good to go, and they honestly still look new.
Yeah.
3-4 years later.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good.
And for those who don't know, Imbox is shoe protection done in a closed box. I'm sure there's a link in the description on what Imbox is as well. Frank, everyone has a goal in their life. The question is, do you have a goal with your sneaker collection? Is it to store? Is it to protect? I'm sure a lot of you guys out there, you buy sneakers to then resell them. You know, think maybe in 10 years your Yeezys are worth more. But what is it to you? The Yeezy.
your Yeezys are not worth anymore,
Guys, I got a little bit messed up on the Yeezy chain there. I joined it too late.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the end goal essentially?
Yeah,
Or-
what's the goal? Or do you have one? Or do you just want to
Yeah.
look cool?
Yeah, I don't know if there's I guess, I mean, end goal short term is like, you know, to fill the wall. That's kind of like what I want to do, right? But there's no rush, you know. I'm not taking, you know, I think my goal is just to get things that I like to look at, you know. I think part of the reason why I have the sneakers that I do is because I think they look really cool and they're art. So, you know, when you buy a piece of art for your house, you know, you just keep it there and you like looking at it and you like walking past it, and you know, it gives you a feeling. And I think that's something super cool about the sneaker game and sneaker culture, is that they are that, but it's also art that you can wear, that you can show people, right, when you're out on the street wearing it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if my end goal, if I have a true end goal, I guess it would just be filling the wall up and
Filling the wall.
keeping it up.
We'll
yeah.
take it. So if you don't have a wall out there, maybe you get one as well.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. I know I tried to convince my wife to get a sneaker wall, but I don't think she's having it. But if you could wear one pair, I think my inbox team would say just one pair of sneakers, but I'm gonna say one pair of footwear for the rest of your life. What is it to you? What should that be?
That's actually really difficult, because you know, you want to work out and you want to do all these things. So if you only have one article, one piece of shoe, a shoe to do it all in, and you also want it to look good, so like if you're dressy going to like a conference call or something, you want it to look good, man, I think I would say a Nike Cortez, because that's a shoe that I could run in.
The Forrest Gump?
Yeah, I've done it before.
The Forrest Gump
Run
shoe?
Forrest Run. He's done it before. It's proven. And I think if in the right conditions, you can dress it up with like a suit. Maybe.
Maybe you can get away with it. I don't know if I can.
You know, hey, game. It's all about the game. It's all about the swag. The
It
aura,
sounds like
the aura.
An opportunity for a little video you can make
Yeah.
with the Forrest Gump shoe.
Very true.
Can you dress up in a Forrest Gump Cortez?
Very true.
Yeah.
Then
Go for it.
Got it. It's got to be done. It's got
Yes.
to be done.
Yes. Maybe the first to ever do it. Is there a pair of shoes that you absolutely love but don't think you'll ever get to own? It can be because maybe it doesn't exist anymore. The price tag.
That's a great question. Wow. That I don't think I'll ever own? I think this is a good pick. So as you can see, like I have a pair of Tims in my collection.
Yep.
I think it would be really, really cool to have the Louis Vuitton collaboration with Timberland. I just think I haven't checked the price recently, but when they first came out, they were like $15,000. So I just never see myself spending $15,000 for a pair of sneakers. But hey, Timberland, Louis Vuitton, I'm talking to y'all. If you guys want to send some over to me, I will make as many videos as you want on them.
That might be a good deal, actually. That's a lot of videos.
I'm saying that's a lot of videos. I will be your talk show host on everything, literally.
All right.
I will pay it off in work. How about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Deal.
Send
them my way. Email me. DM me.
I love that. And let's say you were to get this pair of shoes.
Yeah.
What would you do with them?
Wear them. For
you
sure.
You would actually wear them?
If I got them for free, Louis Vuitton, Timberland, I would definitely wear them.
Okay.
If I'd spend my money on them, I think I would use them more of like how I mentioned before, an art piece.
Okay.
I would do like a proper, a case for them maybe, and have them be a centerpiece of like a room or something like that. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
maybe mess around and wear them after a while. After a while, I'll wear them to a cool event or something. But
bring them to the Chicago winter. I'm sure that'll be good.
on the snow and everything.
Yes,
there you go.
As long as you protect them first,
True that.
You can do it. You can do it. Is there a guilty pleasure type of shoe for you? It's a little bit of a weird question, but a style. If I'm looking at the wall here and you see the same I do, I see a lot of Nikes.
Yeah.
There's also some cowboy boots up there.
Yeah.
Is there something where every time you see that type of shoe, you just wanna buy it, even though you basically already have it?
Right. I'd say. I don't know. I don't know if I have I think I'd wear a lot of things, so I don't know if there's one that I'm like, oh. I think if I don't like it, I just won't buy it. But like one that's kind of not socially acceptable, I think, but I think it is. Like up there, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I have a pair of Adidas Samba Wells Bonner with like the tongue flopped out on top, and people hate them. I was a hater. When they first came out, I was like, this is the ugliest shoe I've ever seen in my whole entire life. And now I own it and I love it. So I kind of just came around to it, and I guess that would be like my guilty pleasure because I hated on it so heavy when it first came out, and now I own it and love it. So.
I like that. Yeah. I don't like the tongue.
Yeah.
But I like that.
See what I'm saying? I did it at one point. But now I love it.
What's the criteria to add more shoes to your wall, Frank?
It's tough. It's tough to define it because I think it's taste, right? And I mean, all these shoes are to my taste and my liking, right? And you see weird colors. You also see monotone colors. Monochrome. So it's hard to define taste. I think it's very individual to each person, and it's something that develops. It's a living organism. So you kind of have to see a lot to know, to pick what you like from what you see, right? It's kind of hard.
And how long is it going to take you?
Yeah, that's the hard part, right?
Is it going to take you a long time?
I think so, because I want something to be tasteful. I want to see it and truly like it. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that we see that we're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But then there's things that like you see and you're like, I gotta have that.
Yeah.
So I need to get that.
For sure.
I gotta have it.
It's gotta make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And maybe your taste will change over time.
Precisely.
But do you think it's more difficult to choose the name of your kid or choose the shoe to go on the wall?
I think the thing with the name of your kid, hopefully you have like a partner to do that with. And I think it's like a tag team effort. So, you can like bring stuff up together. I think it's kind of hard to just pick. there's also a lot, I feel like when you look at your kid, you know the name. You know what I'm saying? You look at them, you're like, oh, that person looks like a that. That person looks like a that.
Yeah.
I think sneakers is different. Like there's so many, you don't know if like you like that sneaker, You have to like your kid, You kind of have to.
You kind of have to.
If you see a sneaker, you don't have to
trademark
like
that. You kind of have to like your kid.
Exactly.
Okay. Are there any styles? Let's say you were to, someone asked you, Frank, I want to start a sneaker wall. What's must-haves, brands or styles? Because you have a little bit of everything here. So
yeah, I think for sure. Again, we talk about taste. It depends on what you like, but I definitely think you have to have a mixture of a loafer. A loafer is very important. A derby, a sneaker, in terms like a basketball sneaker, a boot, and then a running grandpa, dad type of shoe.
For sure.
Those are, I think, the 5 that you definitely need to have. So
I guess that disqualifies me. I don't have all the. I don't have all the types.
Need to get on the game.
Sadly, no loafer, no derby. So I'll add it to the wish list.
There you go.
Maybe you should put in the comments what the shoes you would add to your wall if you were to build your own. I think that would be really cool. If you agree with Frank, maybe you don't. I don't agree. I would rather add more cleats. Sports guy.
Fair.
More running shoes.
Fair.
More dress shoes. But that's just my opinion. And that's the beauty of the wall, right?
Exactly.
And the beauty of these talks, we're all different. We all like different types of shoes. But I think one thing that we all want to do is take care of them.
Yeah.
So obviously, what's the ritual for you? Take us from buying the shoe and then getting them here. You obviously chose a storage container, but what goes through your head in that journey?
Yeah. I think, obviously, getting the shoe from whatever retailer you're getting it from, used or new. And I think definitely, Imbox is the way to go. It really is. I'm not even trolling. It's just the way to go. Because, again, so cheap. And it actually works. That's the thing that people maybe don't understand. If you haven't tried it, you just don't understand. Because it actually works. It actually keeps them pristine. So, you're able... I tend to not check the weather before I put them on, right? Because I'm not wearing something crazy when it's raining. But sometimes it just catches you right? You're out and about and it starts raining. That's when it's the Imbox, in my opinion, it's just extremely valuable and important. You're going to wish you spent those extra $9. You know what I'm saying then?
Yep.
And then in terms of storage, I'm really liking this way of doing it with the acrylic boxes, just because it kind of also keeps them, away from the dust and all that, moss or anything, fungus, anything like that. Yep. Kind of keeps them contained and just makes them last a little longer in that regard.
Yep, for sure. So, Frank, thank you for inviting us into your home. It's been a real pleasure.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun. So,
can you share with the viewers where can they find you?
Yeah, of course. So all my social media is the same. It's EL_Frank Martinez, El Frank Martinez. If you guys are interested in fashion tips, in men's fashion, and want to see how this wall gets filled, you guys go check it out.
Yes, check it out. And this was the very first episode of Imbox Talks. See you on the next one.